the news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's head on into the drone newsosphere and see what's up in drone industry news with Jeff Sills. What's happening, buddy?
Oh, that's, got a lot of news this week, but you had somebody that was in the super chat that decided to throw down the gauntlet. So here you go. This one is just for you.
Oh.
In Calhoun, Tennessee, Town Commissioner John Walker faces several charges after police say he shot the drone out of the sky on his property. This is actually the guy that is the town commissioner, and he was arrested on charges of reckless endangerment, vandalism, and theft of property because he would not let the guy get the drone back.
Oh.
The police were called out on August 6th. He apparently shot at the drone multiple times before he finally hit it. And when the drone actually fell out of the sky, it landed across the street in like an auto sales lot or something like that. And so, needless to say, when the drone operator decided to go get the drone, he confronted the man and sort of prevented him from doing so with a gun, as you would. And so, needless to say, the commissioner is in a world of trouble because, that's federal charges there, shooting at drones.
Yeah, and Dave, so, you know what it's like to have your drone shot at, don't you?
It's not cool. I was on a paid gig to be flying, had permission to shoot the property, and this guy on the bank thought we were spying or something. We were shooting these kids doing backflips off of a rope swing into the river, and it was like a harmless situation, and this guy whips the gun out, shoots over 14 kids. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
14 kids on the bank in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get out my pistol, and I'm gonna try and sniper a mini Mavic that's 200 feet away." And then you go down a little bit further, and turns out it's a family reunion.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Wow, so there was more than one family member with a gun. He was just the.
It's just like they think they can get away with it, and then it's rewarded because as soon as he shoots at me, I'm getting out of there. I don't know how the guy got multiple shots off at him.
Like, probably over his own property, but
still, I'd be out of there fast.
Well, thanks for that update, up to date, up to the minute news there, Jeff.
Yeah. So now we'll get into the stuff that I've been able to pull together for you guys this week, starting with a very interesting drone technology that is designed to track hurricanes.
They look like bright orange sailboats, but nobody will be taking one of these for a joyride. They're hurricane hunting drones destined to face some of the fiercest storms on the planet.
And these things have no idea what they're about to get into. Exactly.
Richard Jenkins is the founder and CEO of Saildrone, a California company that created these winged robots. We were there as they towed two of them out into the ocean off the coast of Jacksonville, Florida.
How revolutionary could this be in terms of the data we get about a hurricane?
I mean, this could be transformational in how we understand how storms develop, increase our chances of warning people on shore of what dangers they might face.
If it works, these solar and wind-powered autonomous drones will provide the first ever data and video from the surface of the ocean inside a hurricane, relayed in real time back to Saildrone's mission control at this former naval air station in California, which houses its Orange Army, a fleet of more than 100 drones. Last year, Hurricane Laura rapidly grew into a monster storm with 150-mile-per-hour winds, the most powerful hurricane to ever hit Louisiana.
This gives us a whole new level of intelligence as to what's coming for us and hopefully exactly where they're going to land.
What were we saying, Dave?
Those things look a little flimsy. Are you sure they're going to hold up in a hurricane?
Well, at least they're orange.
The big sail sticking up.
Yeah, at least they're orange and you can find the parts. You got a point.
Good luck finding that in the ocean.
Right.
It looks flimsy as hell. It looks like DJI made it and it's ready to complete a mission. Hey, I love DJI. Don't get me wrong. But they make really flimsy stuff. They're known for parts that just explode.
I'm just anxious to see them in use this hurricane season. Hopefully I'll get an opportunity to put them out in the water and we'll see how they hold up.
Yeah.
All right, so next in the news, I myself have spent time in past careers working in warehouses, and one of the most ridiculously boring jobs is actually taking stock in a warehouse. So this next story comes to us from a company called Ware, who's using Skydio 2s to do the job that we really don't want to do.
Good. We need robots to be bored and then become self-aware and then take it out on their human oppressors. That's what we need. Although, how much are they getting paid? Nothing, right? So they're saving on payroll. So that's good for them. But
it's an easy job.
Yeah,
well, Skydio is a perfect drone for this because of working in the warehouses. It has the ample light. It has the ability for it to avoid the objects. But what's really cool is that Where is combining their software with the results from the drone, where it will actually provide them inventory counts if they need to find a specific item in the warehouse. They can use the software, and based on what the drone took photos of, they can find instantly where a particular product is without having to do much effort. And one of the biggest problems in these warehouses is as stuff changes, product goes in, product comes out, everything gets rearranged, and having the drone being able to go through there and constantly do scans, it helps keep the inventory up to date, which would normally have to be done manually, and that adds time to the availability of products. So this is really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing this expanded into other, I guess, warehouse environments.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. By the way, I forgot to mention our guest tonight is Billy Tripp, the creator of Minefield. He'll be on. He's standing by actually in his shop. So we're gonna talk to him in a little bit as soon as the 3 hours of news is over.
Well, and I'm trying. I'm
Streamline.
The next one is our Bonehead of the Week. And this one is perfect.
Okay.
Bonehead of the Week.
All right, what do we got?
So, forest rangers were investigating the source of a wildfire in Italy the other day, and so they deployed their drone to scout the area when they caught the arsonist in the act.
Oh. I don't understand how he didn't hear the drone, see the drone, and they just happened to be there.
It's stuck in a tree.
Yeah, it's turtle out. But man, he really did. They catch? I mean, they got him, right? He's in jail. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, they were able to catch him. He set the fire with a cigarette lighter in a wooded area, just as he was casually walking through, as you would. When you're just bored and you figure, I'm just going to burn up, acres and acres of land. So. And
it took him just 2 seconds to start it. And now look at the mess he's created.
He wasn't like smoking. He just did that intentionally.
The video just shows him leaning over and lighting the ground. So yeah, it looks pretty intentional.
He lit something and then just dropped it in there.
Yep.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. So Bonehead of the Week.
Yeah.
Dropped it in the abyss.
We have had drones that drop all sorts of things. We've had drones that drop pellets to start counterfires. We've had drones that drop seedlings. We've had drones that they use to seed flowers. But this is a drone that drops bugs.
No, why does it do that?
So entomology is a study of bugs, and one of the things they have been able to do over decades is using bugs to counter other bugs through pest management. So what these guys have come up with is to be able to use drones to deliver bugs that are counter to bugs that are, impacting a field.
Ladybug
and they can
delivery.
go in, and they can spread it out evenly. They can control where the insects get distributed, and it drops the cost of them having to do this either manually or through other means. But I just love
the flying tank.
It's a little flying tank with a little tread that just dumps the bugs out. I thought
Can I get really one of those to dump bugs over someone's house that I hate? Can I just drop a bunch of termites on some schmuck's house that I hate? Can I do that?
I would recommend not doing that. So.
I want to take the landing gear off and just drive it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, it would do it. That looks like the bug crusher. Ew, yucky. What's next, Jeff?
So next we have my favorite guys. I love these dudes. I swear, every single video that they come out with is one step forward. Boston Dynamics recently introduced us to their Atlas's capability of parkour.
Oh, this is so neat.
Skynet is gonna get us, dude.
Right. He's getting through the obstacle course so we can get to Sarah Connor.
He's not tethered. There's nothing that's helping to hold him up. He's doing this all self-balancing on his own.
It's already more coordinated than half of our population.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it. He'll do a little. He'll jump over the balance beam, and he'll brace himself with his robot hand, like you would if you were. Watch this guy. Watch. Look. See?
Wait.
This is.
Wait till you see one of these things punch somebody's head right off of their shoulders with that big rubber bouncer on the end of its arm.
Right. They're cute when they're dancing to music or doing acrobatics, but one day.
Yeah, I mean, I strapped Roman candles on one of my FPV drones and lit up my brother, and it was unreal how accurate it was just to be able to launch that way. They're like, we're gonna be screwed when Skynet takes over, dude. There's
It's
no way we're
happening.
gonna be
It's
able to
happening
fight
a lot
these things.
faster than I thought it would. We'll have some sort of not a T1000, but we'll have like a T400 pretty soon.
It's gonna be the Boston Dynamics, whatever.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
It's coming
thing,
out of their
folks.
lab.
With companies like Hyundai, who also have the robotics side and their versions of Spot and Stretch and Pick, etc., that the Boston Dynamic drones are light years ahead of where they're at, and they constantly one up themselves. I would love to see all of the different environments that they're able to put these types of drones into, or these robots into, because it fascinates me how functional these things are. You know, I mean, when we were growing up as kids, the best that you got was maybe the little walking robot that was lucky to be able to move across a table without falling down.
Well,
and here we got them doing parkour.
I mean, I've gone just in my lifetime from Teddy Ruxpin to.
Yep.
I know people over a certain age remember Teddy Ruxpin.
Do you want to be my friend?
No, you creepo. All right, continue.
Dude, it's gonna go full Avatar though, man. I mean, wait until you can FPV one of these robots and you can run it down the street like you're playing a video game.
I hope I live long enough to upload my brain, my consciousness into one of these. Then I would be fine with it.
All right, so next in the news, Field of Dreams was held recently for the Major League Baseball, and Kevin Costner got to come out and do some amazing stuff with the reveal, etc. And the footage that was taken from that particular thing was done by drones. There were 3 different systems out there. The first one was this FPV drone that had a very high-end camera on it. The second one was a more stabilized drone, like more traditional stabilized camera drones. And then the last drone system was actually one of those ones where it's cabled at either end, and they actually fly the drone along the cable.
Right.
And between all 3 of those, they got some absolutely amazing footage of that game. It was amazing to see it. So this is some behind-the-scenes footage of the products that they were using as they were testing them and preparing them.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, great stuff.
Good
I can't
stuff.
wait to see more of that in action, especially the FPV side of that. That was pretty amazing footage that they got with that. I would love to know more about the specs and how they had that set up. So, all right. Next in the news, we have some video footage out of Australia. A free whale got caught in a shark net, and the local I guess SeaWorld type place there came out, and they were doing their best to try to save the whale.
Hold on. If you're watching, Billy, don't call me. I'm going to lose my mind. If you stop calling me, I will call you. All right, now back to the whales.
Okay, so the juvenile whale got trapped in the shark net, and it took them several hours. They had to cut the net away using a long boom because they couldn't get close to the whale. It was just too frantic. And it kept retangling itself up, and it's 150 kg of net that is along there on flotation buoys designed to keep sharks out. And so it took them a while, but they were able to get the whale free, and the whale was able to I guess whale off.
Do his whaley things. He's off doing whaley stuff.
Swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, they freed Willie. All right, so next in the news, this one comes from one of our favorite people, Ken, who provided this news story for me. So Norwegian Airlines Widerøe had an airplane pilot that identified a drone that passed by his aircraft at about 60 meters. He was 1,300 meters up. So the drone was flying way over the legal limit. And he identified to them, they don't have, they didn't catch the person that was flying it. They're still investigating into that. But that's exceptionally high for somebody to be flying a drone and then missing an aircraft by just 60 meters. That's crazy. With all of the activity that's gone on the past week, one of the things that did not get an awful lot of news was Haiti. They had another huge earthquake there that was 7.2 magnitude on the Richter scale. The death toll has climbed to 1,200 people so far, and the country is again devastated. I mean, they had a 7.5 earthquake there just a few years ago that they're still trying to recover from. And then, of course, just recently, they had the assassination of their prime minister, the leader. And now, right after this, they have a tropical storm heading toward them.
Oh, my God.
Haiti is having a hell of a year. And this footage that was provided to us from the civil agency, or the Civil Protection Agency, gives you some idea of the level of the damage.
They can't get a break. That's horrible.
It's sad, but I just see a lot of gaps and loops and awesome places.
Stop it. He's looking at the...
It's just a different perspective.
This is the reason why we don't have FPV pilots on our destruction videos.
Well,
Okay.
Dave's just looking for the silver lining. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind as you're flying around for fun their crumbled life. Mr. Sensitive.
If you have an FPV pilot as a guest on the show, it's only proper for me to have a proper FPV video. And so this is the world's tallest waterfall shot done by an FPV drone.
This is pretty astonishing. Where is this,
Who's
Jeff?
the pilot?
This is Angel Falls. And
Biggest
it
waterfall
is
in the world.
Where is
biggest
it?
waterfall in the world.
Where? What country? Do we know? We don't know.
Chat knows.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
Who's
that's
the pilot?
Where is it?
This is amazing.
Where is it? Narnia? It looks like it's...
Venezuela.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
That's amazing. This is the kind of stuff that got me into FPV, is seeing people mountain surfing and doing this long range stuff. It just, seeing people in the snow and the top of the mountains of the Alps.
Right. But if you
All
crash,
wild.
there's not a beeper loud enough that would allow you to find it. You have to
Yeah.
GPS
I mean, you hit
it.
that kind of water, you're done.
Yeah. But, you got to risk it for the biscuit, right? God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that
it's
is
so fun.
3,212 foot plunge.
Wow. How beautiful. Just astonishingly beautiful. I want to do it. I want to do it.
But see, this is why you should fly FPV, so you could do that one day. You're not going to get that shot with your Mavic.
For
Well, I
you,
mean, you
sir,
could once.
I bring you the best.
You could once.
Thank you.
You could throw your Mavic off the cliff and get some great footage, and then just pull the SD card out of the mangled wreckage. Back to you in the newsroom, Jeff.
All right. So next in the news, baseball season has yet again had a whole slew of drone, incursions. The most recent one was at the St. Louis Cardinals game. They had a drone that came in at the 8th inning and actually stopped the game for quite a while. They had to actually stop the game because of what they considered to be unsafe practices by the drone as it was flying around.
Right, they have rain delays and now they have drone delays. And I've got I've got the exclusive footage of that. Check it out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Balls. Well, I guess I don't. By the way, just to let everybody know, if you share BBC stuff, Major League Baseball stuff, you are going to get a copyright notice. Because
I'll take it.
They do not
Send it to me.
around when they come. I mean, those people. Try playing a Led Zeppelin song in one of your videos. Robert Plant will call you and be like, "Oh, mate, what you f***ing doing playing whatever song?" I don't know how he sounds, but that's what he'll do. Robert Plant will call you.
Send your copyright strikes right to my office, man. I already got a $500,000 one from Metallica back in the day. You send them all directly to me. I'll flush them right down the toilet.
I have some video from your channel, Dave, that we're going to share later, and I had to switch out the music because you're just like, who cares? I don't care. Crazy, man. Anyway.
All right. Next in the news, we have we talked last week about how the government was kind of putting the kibosh on DJI drones and through their bill. Now we have a drone that is being put out by an American company called Prism Sky, and they are one of the few drones that have the NDAA, or National Defense Authorization Act, permission for their drone. And this is the drone that they have out. This is a heavy lift drone that's designed with industrial applications, cargo hauling, LiDAR scanning, package delivery, infrastructure inspections.
And apparently, it has it sounds like a telephone. I'm listening for drone sounds, but I keep hearing a notification sound from that drone. I'm guessing. Is it maybe you? Is it you, buddy?
It's not me.
Is it you, Jeff?
My phone is silent.
It's me.
Okay.
It's me. All right. So next in the news, we have a guy that caught some amazing footage of leopard sharks, a huge amount of leopard sharks. It showed up in this particular area in California. Now, leopard sharks are not dangerous to human beings, etc. But what was fascinating about, as he was kind of panning along filming these sharks, was he caught people swimming with them. There were actually people that come into shot here in a moment.
Why?
That you know what? I have no idea why you would intentionally go out and swim with sharks, other than the fact that these are not dangerous to humans.
Oh.
That's probably the only reason that I can imagine that they would just meander out there and play with
There
the
is
sharks.
no freaking way I'd be out there.
Oh, I would totally do it.
You would? Well,
That
you
looks
have
awesome.
to do it for the views, man. You got to do it for the Insta. You gotta, you know,
no,
for the likes.
I just love to be in water. That looks awesome.
I would do it with dolphins.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
dolphins
sharks.
are fun too.
Oh, what kind of sharks
I
are
was
these?
on a kayak in the middle of a dolphin orgy one time.
Well, who hasn't been? Who hasn't been?
There were like, it started out, it was 2, and then there were 3, and then there were 8, and then there were 15.
That's
of
the
them,
way
and they were all
orgies
rolling, and
That's the way orgies happen.
then you'd see the tail going up in the air, and then it would be like, that was a dolphin, and it was like, oh.
Yeah.
All right. The Mansfield authorities recently shared some video footage that they took with their drone. They were chasing bank robbers. And so they put their drones up, and they caught this thermal vision camera of the officers being able to arrest these guys. And the drone was able to direct the officers to where they were. Now, despite the fuzziness of the infrared image, the police drone makes it very clear how the bank robbers hope to use a rooftop layout as an escape detection, but even then that didn't actually save them. So
Wow.
That's awesome.
So these guys never heard of drones, clearly.
FLIR.
We'll just hide up here on the roof. Got you, dum-dums.
You're probably 300 feet up with a little FLIR. You can barely hear it. Just
Yeah.
whisper.
Yeah.
and finally, the last one in the news. This is a follow-up to a story that we did 2 years ago. We talked about drones that were being used to drop seedlings into forests to reforest areas. And this is a follow-up to that story to talk about how those drones now have raised trees that are nearly 20 inches tall using seed missiles.
Okay.
Yeah, they like launch these darts into the ground.
By a drone here in Myanmar. It's a historic event.
I think it's fantastically exciting.
because tree planting one by one by humans is very important, and it's so labor intensive. So if we can do tree planting at massive scale like this by drones, because if this program here is successful, it will be replicated basically anywhere. Dry zone can be drier, which will have huge implications for the agriculture.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
This video lovingly sponsored by RemotePilot101.com. If you are serious about making money with your drone, whether it be photography or FPV, well, then you're going to need from the FAA a 14 CFR Part 107 certification. And the best place to study for that certification is RemotePilot101.com. Jason Shepard is a pilot and author of 8 best-selling aviation flight training books. And yes, taking tests suck, especially government tests. But Jason breaks it down into 10 easy lessons into little digestible pieces that even someone like me can learn from. And if I can do it, you can do it, by golly. Each lesson is streamlined. There's no fluff. Everything you need to know for the test and nothing more. Plus, it's regularly updated, so if something new comes out, a new regulation, or the FAA just has a mood swing, Jason will let you know about it. Get the knowledge, become a Part 107 certified drone operator. There's never been a better time to get certified, so get the smarts you need to pass that test at RemotePilot101.com. Use Heron 18 to get 30% off. That knocks the price down to $104. Look at that! Boom! Magic time! You wouldn't drive without a driver's license. Don't fly without a UAS license. RemotePilot101.com.